Hey guys, welcome. Good evening. As you guys are hopping on, glad that you're here. Corey, you got a you have an escort. You have a driver today. I see. That's good. I like that.
Yeah,
Driving Miss Daisy there, Corey.
We're out running errands.
Okay.
So let's just driving.
Good. Well, welcome, guys. We'll give it a few minutes. Glad to see you, Jared. Jeff is here. We got the whole Etienne crew. Look at that. Lucas, welcome. And glad you guys are here. And excited to chat with Jared here about the things that he's got going on. And how's everyone's week? We doing all right? I know some places in the world it is a tenuous time. And I'll touch base on that. I think our responsibility to that. But anyways, we'll give it some time. How are you doing, Russell? Welcome. Good to see you guys. All right. I don't know about you guys. It is a gorgeous day here. It didn't get that warm. I only got to 68, but I'm glad it didn't get any warmer. It is absolutely beautiful. We had some Midwest-esque thunderstorms here in the Pacific Northwest this weekend. I literally, on Saturday, I told Kelly as we're leaving to go to a going away party for some friends that are in the Air Force. They're moving from here to Michigan. And I'm like, dude, this is classic Midwest. It was kind of overcast and about 70 in the morning, little breezy. It was gorgeous to work outside in. About 3 o'clock, it got sunny, hot, humid. And then about 7 o'clock, all of a sudden the black clouds start rolling in, windy and lightning and thunder and rain. And it poured that night. It's like, dude, I feel like I'm back in Ohio. And it was classic summer thunderstorm, but we just don't get those out here. So as you guys are joining in, I know there's a handful of you guys that I know very well, know where you're at. If not, I would love for you guys just to, say your name, put it in the chat, your name, where you're from. Wow, can I speak tonight or what? And just welcome to part of the group and welcome that you guys are here. Glad that you guys can find a community, find a home, and know there's a place for you. And, again, feel free to say hi, again, in the chat where you're from. Maybe say hi to somebody else if you know. And what we're going to do here for the first 15, 20 minutes, share a little bit about me, share a little bit about what this Fuel group is that you guys are a part of. And then I'm going to jump into an interview with a guy that's on the Zoom here with us tonight, Jared Etienne. Jared is has been a fitness trainer in the past, part of still of his life, building an Isogenics business, has done great things as far as building community. So I'd love him to share about that. But let me introduce myself real quick in case you don't know who I am, because there's a chance that maybe you hopped on here, you don't know who I am. My name is Tyler Dickerhoff. My wife and I, Kelly, we got started with Isogenics about 9 years ago. And it has been my pleasure to be a part of this community, but I also realized that I got to take responsibility and really kind of, help curate and help be a part of the community. And one of the things that we've had over the years, kind of ebbs and flows, is this community of Fuel. And let me just say, part of this obviously is based around Isogenics, using the products, but it's by no means only a community for people that are involved in the business of Isogenics. It's by no means just a group to talk about products. What I want you to know, it's a place that, to me, it's a community of people that want to grow. It's a community of mostly guys. I mean, that's what it is, guys here. And that we want to just be better people. We want to be better husbands. We want to be better brothers. We want to be better, leaders. And that's what I love about it. And the Fuel obviously starts with Isogenics, taking care of yourself, because I believe if you don't take care of yourself, it's really, really hard to take care of anyone else. And that's where it kind of starts, but it's not a be all and end all. If you're just like, hey, I'm happy to be a product user and that's my place in life, dude, I appreciate you. Glad you're here. There's a place for you in this community. If you're like, hey, I'm looking for something more, I'm looking for a community to grow and maybe personally develop, great. There's a place for you here too. If you're like, hey, what does this career network marketing look like? I want you to be comfortable and see that and understand there's a place to grow there. So my background is, I mentioned earlier, I'm from the Midwest. I grew up in Ohio. I'm a Buckeye. and proud of that. I live now in Spokane, Washington. I've lived here almost 11 years. And my previous career to network marketing is I was a nutritionist for dairy cows. And as I often tell people, it's really the exact same thing that I do now with Isagenix. It was just working with cows, and people are a lot more fun. They are way more thankful, and they have the voice to speak. And so that's my background in history. We got started with Isagenix 9 years ago. Kelly was introduced to the products on an airplane. I looked at the products from background in nutrition formulation. Dude, that looks solid. I've always kind of been interested in fitness, human nutrition, going back to when I was in college, worked at the fitness center, asked my professor if I could take a human nutrition class, and he said, don't waste your time. I didn't learn until many years later what he meant by that. But ultimately, I found myself into network marketing, would have never guessed it. And it's an industry where I feel that my talents and skills can be really utilized to help other people. And so part of my vision and part of my why is I really feel driven to help others accomplish what they didn't think was possible. I love to coach sports. I coach my kids' sports. I've been involved in coaching for many years. And one of the things that I loved about coaching sports is, and I was very unique. I don't know if any of you have kids. As you have kids, there's a lot of coaches that are like, hey, we're just have the kids play everywhere. That wasn't me. I was the one that looked at the kid and said, hey, you would excel in this position, and that's where I'm going to put you and help you succeed. And that's where I feel most comfortable in life. And so when I get to help people do that, dude, my insides light up. I get excited. And I believe that is a big part of this community. It's the ability to help others find that. It's the ability to support each other. And one of the things that I realized today, and whether it's the coronavirus, whether it's the civil unrest, whether it's really appreciating people and valuing people for where they are, we have an opportunity to stand up as leaders and say, you know what, people matter, and people, we need to value people. And I believe that starts inside by valuing yourself. And sometimes valuing yourself is understanding where you're skilled at, what values do you have, but what skills and what strengths do you have? And that can be a journey for people. That was a journey for me. Really, I struggled in my first career, if I look back, because I didn't understand the values that I had. And network marketing has been that opportunity for me to grow, but it's also been an opportunity to serve others. And, I look at where we're at today, and I look at the next 24 months in network marketing, and I think we have the opportunity to do some amazing things. One, I believe that men specifically are more inclined to health and wellness now than ever before. I believe that, if I'm 40, almost 41, I look at it, there's more guys my age that spend time around a barbell rather than a bar. And I think with that being the case, they're looking for options, whether it's just to be a part of a community, to say, hey, I fit in. I have a place. I have a value. I know there's people that rely on me and I rely on them. And when you can go through every day feeling that way, that, people are going to help you get better, dude, that's exciting. I know we have people that are in, whether it be, first responders, law enforcement, to, former military within our entire community, former professional high-level athletes. And I think those people know that. That's a part of their life. And I realize, I think men of all shapes, sizes, and forms really desire that. And I believe that's where some of the greatest relationships can be made. But I also feel like that's where some of the best personal growth can be made. And to me, that's been in network marketing. I love to compete. I love to be in sports. I love to do those things, but I also like to be a part of a team and help people get better. And again, that's part of my why and my vision here with network marketing, is saying, hey, how can I show more people what network marketing has to offer? And maybe, again, like I said in the beginning, it is because you just want to use the products and have something easier to feel better. Maybe it's you do want to be a part of a community that's going to help you grow, help you be better husband, help you be a better brother, help you be, just better in your community. But there's also the point of saying, hey, I want to be better in business. And, part of being a better person in general is how you treat other people. And I believe network marketing has really helped me grow there tremendously. And I know that, it provides that for anyone and everyone. Now, I'll be the first to say network marketing as a business isn't for everyone. If you love to be an engineer, dude, be a great engineer, but learn the value that this community has to offer in people and guiding and everything else. And I know it can help there as well. So that's a quick, kind of couple minutes going through my heart, my passion, my why behind what I see in network marketing and Isagenix has allowed me. I'm going to kick it over. Let me ask this guy, make co-host. Okay. So Jared, what I'd love for you to do is just kind of share with everyone here, share a little bit about your background, how you got to where you're at, and then I'll jump through. We'll get a few more questions. And really what I want Jared to share tonight and why I guys want you to share this is hear about, what he's done to ebb and flow in his career, but as well create opportunity for others. So Jared, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, awesome to be here, brother. So a little bit of my background. I was a 3-sport athlete in high school. I ended up playing football in college, bounced around from a bunch of schools, never quite found a home, but that kind of led to me not really knowing what I wanted to do career-wise. I went to school for football. I didn't go for academics. And when I never played, I never put that priority on figuring out what I want to do with my life. And then literally one day I was at our local LA Fitness, just working out with a buddy. The guy who's pretty much my training mentor, he was the boss at the time. He walked up to me. He was getting ready to kick me out of the gym because he thought I was under the table training. And that turned into a job offer. So I literally kind of fell into personal training and I love it. I'm 3 years into it now. I'm a master personal trainer, a bunch of different backgrounds, nutrition specialist. And that's what brought me to Isagenix. I think it was almost exactly 2 years ago today. I got introduced by my enrolling sponsor, Kevin Thatcher. I wasn't looking for the products for myself. Being a personal trainer, I thought I understood it, right? But my clients didn't. And it was a huge stressor because I had full control over what they were doing workouts-wise, but I had no control over what they were eating when they left the gym. And that's where all the real results are earned and achieved anyway. So I was looking for something that was simple and easy and high in quality to provide for my clients. Led me to Isagenix. I had researched a number of different health and wellness companies. I locked in on 3. And then when I really dove into the science behind the product quality and then also the business plan behind it, it was a no-brainer. It was Isagenix. So now, fast forward, 2 years, and now I'm finally kind of starting to figure this whole business thing out. So.
Yeah. So, you're a trainer. Obviously, we just got through the coronavirus quarantine. Every state's a little different. Washington, some of the large gyms are still not open here on June 1st. That was kind of the situation for you. So how did you decide when that bus was bearing down on you, what did you decide to do?
So yeah, in Minnesota, things are still shut down. Small gyms, big gyms, it'll be interesting to see when they open back up. But, I've never been one to hone in on the crap that happens to me in life. It's more about, okay, what's next? What do I do next? And I was already in the process. The business for the last year and a half wasn't going well. I had built there. I had the concept I was going to talk about tonight was doing what duplicates versus doing what works. I was just doing what works. I centered everything on enrolling, and my entire business basically collapsed. I had no residual income. I had no cycles coming in. I was enrolling a bunch of people, but I wasn't getting paid, right? And that's when it kind of hit me. I first heard that concept of doing what works versus doing what duplicates from James McLeod, one of the top income, top leaders in the whole company. And I didn't get it until then. So then I kind of had to pivot. One, can't train. I mean, I can do some online stuff, but that takes some business and it takes some foundation spreading. I already have a foundation in Isagenix. So I pivoted behind this concept of, okay, now I got all the time in the world to figure out how can I get duplication within my business and get away from just doing what works. So that's what kind of led me to this plan, do, review. I was coming up with a plan. My plan was I wanted to come up with something that would duplicate. And I kind of just piggybacked off of some friends that I knew, and I did these challenges. I threw together my first challenge in March, and it was nothing special. It was just a Facebook group page. I plugged people into it. They did the 30-day nutrition system. That was it. You know, I had a plan, I did it, and then I reviewed it. But halfway through that challenge is when the Corona hit. So then now I really had the chance to kind of review and how can I make these better. So, you know, that's how I pivoted from not being able to train. Well, I can't focus my energy and not being able to train and being sad about it. This is the perfect opportunity for me to take my business, you know, and really do it the right way. So, yeah.
Okay. So tell us about, you know, what did you do to pivot into April and what did you do to pivot into May? What did those challenges look like? How did you propose that to people? Did you charge for training? Was it just based upon product they use? Help us understand that. Give us some, you know, kind of overview there.
For sure. So after March, part of that plan, do review, I was in review mode. I found that, you know, how we grow our business, what duplication looks like, right, is when you help somebody, when you share isogenics with them and you help them find too, right? You share, they share. So my goal, I had found it was an easy conversation for some people that maybe were not necessarily turned off by the business, but were just kind of intimidated by, I don't want to start a business. But I found that this concept of eat for free. So going into April, in March, I found some of these girls that didn't want to do the business, but they loved the idea of at least getting their products paid for. So where I first saw some early duplication was just helping people have that conversation of, hey, these challenges are fun. These nutritions will give you great results. You'll feel amazing. But the only thing that's better is getting it for free. Are you open to hearing about that? And then I found some duplication that way. Going into the April challenge, I wanted to build off of that. You know, I picked up a couple business builders that they thought they just wanted to get paid, but then they fell in love with the products. They just had a fun time in the groups. So it was now, I was finding, I kind of fell into it, right? This challenge system that became a tool for my soon-to-be builders to plug into. And it's just an easier conversation with people to, hey, you want to join this challenge and get in better shape with me? Oh, yeah, for sure. It's been easier for my business builders to build and plug people into as a tool, but also just to help people get stuff paid for, because here's the deal. If you get someone who just wants to get their products paid for, you have no idea if the two people that they find do have interest in the business from a different side of the country and end up blowing up for you I live in Minnesota. All of a sudden I got someone in California who, through somebody I enrolled, got them going. And then now I have a business partner in California who I've never met. So that's where the power of duplication kind of kicked in. So April, it became, how can I add value? And I found that with, workouts, because in Minnesota, gyms are closed. People want to work out. That's their happy place, right? So we added 2 to 3 workouts a week that I was doing, that I plugged people into our Facebook group page. That's how we structured everything. It was on Facebook. We used my Zoom account. I posted a link for the Zoom. They plug into it live. If they weren't able to do it live, we record, post it later for them to do when they have the chance to. So that was just adding value to this really basic challenge. And then every month from there, it's been, plan, do, review, how can I add value to these challenges?
Okay. So, awesome. Love that sharing. I know there's, a few guys that are listen to this, watch this, and are trainers as well, just kind of this idea. So, as you're looking forward, say in, it's June now, but say in July, your July challenge, gym opens, you're training people at the gym. Do you charge them for training, invite them into the community where they get product too? Do you separate those two or do you combine those?
So with the gyms I work for, it's they're separate. The only cost that I've had for people to plug into these challenges is for the nutrition. One of the main goals behind this, right, was especially in COVID during the quarantine, to have something positive for people to plug into. Because I work in group fitness studios and so many people there are keen on the community. Yeah. So they just lost their community. So totally. I wanted to plug them into a community. So their only charge for the challenges were to get their nutrition. and then I plugged them into the Facebook group page. Now, fast forwarding to July when gyms open back up, I'll keep the same system because the gyms I work at, I've talked with the owners and whatnot. One of the gyms dead set against any sort of network marketing, which is fine. You know, not everyone's open to it. But the other owner, he's open to the conversation, but right now he's worried about getting his gym back opened up. He's worried about all the different areas to bring money in. So he's open to the conversation. So moving into that gym, who knows? Maybe I can do something with like membership discounts when signing up for Isogenics, or there are other things you could do, but I'll probably keep them separate until I know otherwise.
Yeah, well, I think that's great. I mean, we used to own a gym. That was one of the things we did. And we tried to keep it separate. One, because it was a little difficult, but it's also when you keep it separate, people add, you know, they value. When they're paying for it, they value it. And, you know, as I look at this, as you're talking to trainers, like, hey, it's another revenue stream. Yes, through residual network marketing. But as you said, as I look at it, it's how to grow your influence outside of those four walls you work in. And if you can grow your influence, your income outside of those four walls, that gives you, you know, stability over time. But you don't devalue your training business. Your training business has value. And I think helping people with that, not only is it, you know, create a separation, but as you said, the great thing is you can go into those groups and say, even if you're training someone, they're getting you, but you can throw a little value. You can say, hey, this is what it's like to train with me. And you might end up picking up customers that you wouldn't have realized that got invited in, that they didn't realize, oh man, I want to train with Jared because that's a lot of fun. And so understanding, you know, as my recommendation to people, if you're, you know, you're talking to a trainer, you know, you are a trainer yourself, is keep the two of them separate. Say, hey, I'm going to offer this. And the cool thing, as I've seen with that, is you have people that are, you know, using the Isogenics products. Majority of the time, I'm going to say 75% or better, they will outperform all the rest of the people because it's a consistent system that they can use, that you can guide people through. Are there people that can do other things and get great results? Yeah, I won't lie to you. There are, but when you look at all the benefits of Isogenics, the community, everything else, it is absolutely phenomenal. And I think that's what, you know, when you look at the quality, you put it all together, that's the advantage of Isogenics. But yet I'm not dumb enough. I've been around the block enough that if someone is uber dedicated, they do everything else. And, you know, they're doing essentially the same as what you're doing with an Isogenic system. They can have results too. But Isogenics just makes it so easy from A to Z that you're not having to go to 75 different shops. You're not having to buy a bunch of different product at different times. It's all done there for you. So, dude, anything else to add, Jared, to that?
Yeah, so just a couple other things that people want to, you know, plug into these challenges, right? Some things that I added to just make them more fun. You know, obviously we have the nutrition part of it. We have the workouts. And, you know, from April to May, I went from 2 to 3 workouts to 6. I went and I found 2 local trainers. None of us are working. So I found 2 local trainers, and I do 2 a week. The other 2 do 2 a week, so we have 6. So I added more workouts for them to do. Not everybody has that luxury, but if you are a trainer, something to think about. The other thing I've added, 2 things: weekly challenges. You know, it's easy for someone to start a challenge the first week because you're excited. You got the adrenaline pumping, right? You want to do it. It's week 2 and 3 where, for whatever reason, people just aren't as excited, right? It's not as sexy to go.
Yep.
So how could I find ways to, because people have kick-ass product experiences, that's a good thing for your business. So how can I help these people in my challenge week 2 to 3? And I found that these weekly challenges, give them goals to what every single day wake up to try to shoot for. So we do things like the dopest meal prep. You know, in the Isogenic system, we have the 3rd meal is a whole food meal, 400 to 600 calories. What we have them do, people take pictures, post the recipe. They send them to me. I'll post them all on the group page, and we'll vote on who's the cool, like the funnest, who's the dopest meal prep. And then the nice thing is, for people that don't understand how to eat clean, they see all these recipes and all these different things.
Love it.
So we've done that. We've done workout challenges. We've done steps challenges. We've done social media posting challenges. Just something to keep them engaged.
Love it. That's
and
awesome.
The last thing I'd say is, again, people love these communities. They lost their communities right now. So what I've done is I've paired people into groups of 4 to 5. So I have in these challenges 30 to 40 people, sometimes in some of them 50. So I'll pair them up. I know everybody for the most part, and I'll pair them up into groups just to kind of have daily check-ins. People to, hey, how are you feeling today? Just how, nothing to do with the challenge, nothing to do with isogen. It's just how are you doing as a human being? How's your morale? How's your spirit? Something so you get that human connection. Again, those are just little things that added tremendous value to the challenges.
Dude, I love it. I love the plan, do, review. Dude, that's key. Adding in the weekly challenges. A few years ago, I read this article, it was in Washington Post, and they said that, you know, people need an accountability partner to go to the gym, but they're more accountable to someone they don't know than it is someone they know. Because someone that they know, you can talk them out of like, I'm not going to go today. But all of a sudden, if it's someone you don't know, you don't have the guts to cancel on them. And, you know, when you're talking about building those relationships and you're saying, hey, check in on someone, all of a sudden that makes that community more vibrant. So, dude, that's awesome. Love that. Well, thank you guys for your time for joining tonight. That's what I got. Thank you, Jared, for sharing. That was just gold about how to run challenges. And I think the cool thing about it is, like he said, you know, maybe it's even, you know, grabbing some workout stuff, you know, in Fuel right now, between now and Father's Day, another, what's that, 20 days, I got 20 more push-ups to add. You know, we're doing push-up challenge every day. Be a part of that. Do something fun. And I think those are the keys. But what I do believe, as Jared has done so well, is having those challenges for people. One, it really starts that community. And that's what we're about. And I love that part of it, is growing all together. And yeah, so thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Jared, and appreciate it. Yeah, you got something, Rob?
Yeah, I have a quick question. First, thanks, Jared, for sharing, but I got a question for you, since it's not as often that you get a personal trainer on here also doing the various ISA things. So the challenges were good advice, but my question is more along the lines of in your personal training experience, how often do you get approached by other people?
For me personally, I don't get many people coming to me for other products, because I've done a very good job of branding. Hey, I'm Isogenics. I let people know why I back it. However, I'm plugged into all the fitness communities, right? So I see all the stuff out there. I will say, I have not had good success with trainers wanting to do this. I just haven't, and I'm not. That's a huge thing that I'm looking to get better at, just to find ways, because I think it's just kind of stubborn. I knew that I needed something simple for my clients to do, nutrition-wise, because I wanted them to get results. The unfortunate part of personal training is I don't know how many trainers actually care about that. I think they care about the session rate, how frequently they get their clients in. I'm not saying they all do, but for whatever reason, I think that's been a barrier. But then also, trainers are stubborn. They just think that
got
they
their
know.
things.
I went through the certification process, and through my process, they go over an entire supplements category, and there's not a very good light shined on it. I don't know why. Nutrition is nutrition, right? At the end of the day, macronutrients, micronutrients matter, and where you get it from matters. And I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you. But
that's a good. I think that I've had the same experience. I've actually had better success where my wife Rita actually is able to make connections with their spouse, partner, girlfriend, and whatnot, and take a roundabout technique, and they actually watch their significant other do better than them at certain things, and then they go, "Wait a minute, maybe I'll try it. Maybe those bars are good."
Yeah. No, absolutely. All
right. Well, with that, guys, I'm going to let you get out your Monday night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for the question, Rob. Jared, appreciate it. Thank you guys for all being here. And we'll catch you next Monday. We'll be back again, and we'll figure out, we'll have some another value add for your time here. So have a good night, guys. Thanks for being here.
Later. Thanks, Doc.